many employees, actually, environment is really daunting. If we think about it, it's framed in the negative. It's these big issues around climate change and ocean acidification and plastics. And we think, what does our behaviours, what difference does our behaviours actually make? What difference will actually my choices and behaviours make? Well, it's interesting because actually, when we look at some of the data, it does make a difference. Actually, energy efficiency measures, the choices and decisions that we make over the last 12 years, has had a bigger impact than the role of renewables. So when employees say, there's nothing I can do, actually this choice and this decision about what I'm buying here, or whether I'm actually thinking about energy efficiency in the workplace, doesn't have any impact, it's not true. So we asked ourselves a program of how do we develop this? How do we develop a program of getting people involved? So what I'm going to do now is take you through 3 segments of what we did. We're about 2 years into this, and it's going to take us another 2 years. But so far, it's showing some significant benefit. And what we did is we looked at behaviours and said, how do we influence people? How do we influence people's choices and change habits so that we deal with this intention gap? How do we get people to think about environment and choices and decisions both in work and outside of work? And then how do we get them to follow through? So what we want to do is chunk all the information down, not give them 25 slides and materials and 15 procedures, just take it down to some really simple information. And then we establish this army of eco-warriors. So we have roughly around 350 individuals in the organisation who said, I have a passion for environment, I want to be involved. And we set up a series of calls, meetings locally to get them to talk about what they were doing. And we introduced something called green nudges, and this really is the final element of what we went through. And we're roughly around 1.5 years into this element of the program now. In safety, it's quite famous. You've probably all been on training courses or had some introduction to it where you've seen various elements that they've introduced in nudge. What we're trying to do is apply the same elements for environment. So there are green nudges that we've introduced, and there are 5 kind of ways of introducing this concept of nudge. If you haven't come across these categories, I'll take you through it and I'll show some examples. Many of the examples are examples that we're actually trialling or we're thinking of trialling.